It's been 21 years since a series of bloody ethnic massacres claimed 800,000 lives in Rwanda. Over 250,000 women were raped in a wave of violence unleashed on the 6th of April 1994 after a plane carrying Rwanda's president at the time was shot down. Now, a play about the Rwandan genocide opens this week in London. It's called Sense of an Ending, and it's been described as a drama about forgiveness, faith and truth in the face of unspeakable horror. This is the trailer.
Jesus loves me, this I know, because the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong, for they are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me.
There is madness and horror beyond belief.
Unfolding in Rwanda keeps getting worse.
Les membres de la garde présidentielle ont investi.
Terrified Rwandans are fleeing in every direction.
Jesus loves me. Forgive me. What else could I have done? The Bible tells me so. The Bible tells me so.
Well, joining me in the studio is the play's writer, Ken Urban, and actor Kia Henry, who plays Sister Alice as well. Thank you very much for coming on the program. I'm going to come to you and exploring the character in a moment, but first of all, Ken, I have to ask, why do a play about the Rwandan genocide?
I started this play a decade ago, and I had read Philip Gorbaczev's book, We Regret to Inform You, and it really haunted me. I knew the basic details of the genocide, but I didn't quite know the Catholic Church's involvement with the genocide. I was raised Catholic. I went away from my faith, but I just couldn't get the image of these nuns out of my mind. And so I started working on a play shortly after, and I realized that when writing about the genocide, I was focusing on this specific incident, but also touching with larger questions that I had about my faith, and also just about questions of forgiveness. Is it possible to forgive someone who's done such atrocious things to your friends, family, and loved ones?
And of course, I mean, it talks about this journalist who's exploring, the guilt of, we're going to see an exclusive interview with two nuns from the Roman Catholic Church. Now, you play one of these nuns, Sister Alice, in fact. What is it like approaching a character for these people who have since, of course, been convicted?
Well, it's quite interesting because I think what Ken's done brilliantly with this piece is he's taken something which is true and real in relation to the true story of the nuns, and what he's done in relation to questioning what truth is with the character that I play is questioning whether they actually did it or not. So that huge amount of conflict that they have. In preparation for the role, obviously you have to go into the world of the Rwandan genocide. So I can only imagine what it must be like and feel like for these nuns who were witnessing these atrocities happening. And so what's been really interesting for me in exploring, and being a Christian myself, in exploring kind of what is faith and what is truth, but also what is loyalty and what is dishonor, that huge conflict with this character is quite difficult to deal with as an actor, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Roman Catholic Church has come out to say that there was indifference, and of course there was the discrimination program, the Iringanitsa, which they were incredibly involved with, which of course excluded Tutsis. So I did notice that these religious themes are there. How do you tackle, I guess, such a, I mean, it was huge indifference, if I have to use that term.
Yeah, I mean, what for me was thinking about is indifference guilt, and what does that mean? And if the nuns are guilty, the nuns in the play are guilty, then my country, the United States, is also guilty because they were indifferent in the face of such violence that they knew was occurring. The world, in fact.
Along with the United Nations and France as well.
And so part of the play is like, what does it mean to confront that sense of guilt that we have, that we didn't do anything, and how does one report the truth? What is innocence and guilt in a world where those questions become so complicated? And that was my way into the play. I think when I first was doing research, it was much more a piece of documentary theater where I was really focusing on these two nuns and their true life story. But then I realized that they were clearly guilty. And what was more interesting is thinking about what if we didn't know? And what if the question of guilt is just not doing anything or just going along?
Yep. Ken, thank you very much. Shakia, thank you very much. I can't encourage everyone enough to go see Sense of an Ending, 12th of May to the 6th of June at Theatre 503. For now, though, it's time to go back to the desk.